That evening, when I was waiting for her, I hardly had any expectations. I knew what was going to happen, but isn't that a kind of expectation in itself? I had been dreaming of dusk since the last few days. I had the same dream every day except for a few changes, of course. Every day in my dream, I used to take a different road. There were no just two roads, there were many, making choosing more complicated. So each day in my dream, I used to take a different route, but no matter what, landed up at the same place. A vast sunflower field running across miles, and a star being called the ruler, setting off to rule new regions now, to enlighten others, leaving me behind. So when I was waiting for her, I kept revisiting the dream, having nothing else to do. I had found some comfort in the pink and yellow glow of the sunflower field. It was as if my whole life is driving me to this place where my purpose sums up. Maybe it is the end of a bad day. Maybe it is the start of a wonderful night. I have always preferred nights to days. The serenity soothes me and makes me a better person. That evening felt like it was molding into one such nights of breaking free. I stood on my balcony smoking a torn piece of gold flake. The balcony was full of plants, a mini forest as she called. She had planted all of them. She used to say it is good to have yourself surrounded by things that breathe when you have been living alone for so many years. The sense of living around can do wonders even for a lone wolf like me, she said. The green plants against my white walls looked exactly how we looked together, like last two missing puzzles of an otherwise complete puzzle. And yet, like puzzles, it meant to be broken apart once it was made. Our journey too had to end here. I felt more liberated than heartbroken, liberated from a meaningless connection in a meaningless world. I had different ideas about life, different than most people. I thought I was the only person in my entire class who could look at Marceau in Albert Camus' The Stranger and know what he meant and felt what he felt. For most people around me, he was only a wallflower of the society beyond the conscience of right and wrong. For me, he was a lost man in a foreign world speaking an alien language. He could not get the world as much as the world could not get him. There was a silence until the last moment when everything came crashing down on him. Now, all of a sudden, he was full of words. I somehow knew I would meet the same fate, probably a little less dramatic, without the firework of words. We as people think our ever so mundane life will create history, become a word in pages of eternity. Standing at the balcony of my 14th floor apartment, I look down at people who are reduced to mere dots from this distance. The city looks like the Disneyland I had visited with my parents when I was young. People feel they are characters in a book or a movie standing at this distance from the world. I feel more like the narrator. My wait would soon be over when there would be a knock at the door a few minutes later from now, and my perfectly settled life would blow up. But remember, I had said I knew what she was going to say. It would remember me the rest of my life, of the dusk and the sunflower field. Now I almost ran free, getting merged with colors yellow and pink, only though in a dream.